People are always fascinated about musicians who conduct and play at the same time. And I always, when I'm asked about it, I always point out that while it may seem still, even today, actually there are quite a number of people who do it, it's still the exception rather than the norm. But in fact, in the time that these pieces, the pieces on this program were composed, it was the norm. In fact, the whole concept of a conductor as separate from the soloist was something that didn't begin to evolve until Beethoven's lifetime, and it didn't become really common until 1820s, 1830s, the whole notion of a conductor as someone who stood on a podium with a baton. And I have always found it really a very natural thing to do. I think partly because I have a very substantial amount of experience as a chamber musician. And so playing and using my eyes and responding to other musicians and giving facial cues and so on is something that is just it's in my bones, I guess. And I have always found that orchestras really enjoy working with a conductor soloist who is kind of playing chamber music with them, where it's a really participatory kind of experience. I do use my hands when I'm not playing, but when I am playing, I'm really just looking and occasionally using my head or my eyebrows or just eye contact. And what happens as a result of that is that the whole orchestra becomes kind of a great big chamber ensemble, and everybody starts to focus in a very wonderful way. Most of the repertoire that I do conducting from the keyboard, not all of it, but most of it, is actually for a chamber-sized orchestra. So instead of 16 or 18 first violins, which you might have when the Philharmonic is playing a Mahler symphony, you might have 10, sometimes as many as 12, but sometimes as few as 8. So there is less space for the gestures to travel. It's really one of the great pleasures of my life, playing, especially music from the classical period, Mozart and Beethoven, and Bach as well. Directing those concerti from the keyboard is just a great joy.